Hello friends, I'm going to be traveling home for Thanksgiving this year, and so decided to do a video on 4 ways I save time and money when traveling. Now, the first one is going to be, of course, use a carry-on if possible. That's going to save me this trip $50 since it's $25 each way to check luggage. So I'm avoiding that checked luggage fee. And since this is a 5-day trip, I'll be able to pack everything in there. Now you might be tempted to pack 5 outfits since it's a 5-day trip. I avoid that. Like this is going to be what I'm wearing the day of my trip. And I'm only taking 1 pair of pants. I've got sleepwear, so just a sleeping shirt and some joggers. And then I have 3 shirts and 3 pairs of socks. And I've left out my underwear since that always weirds me out when I see other people's underwear. But that's it. And so in the middle of my trip, I'll just wash clothes, and then that'll get me through the remainder of my visit. And so the reason why I try to get it as light as possible is because this duffel bag is really nice because I can just shove it in between the larger carry-ons that people put in the overhead bins. And if it comes down to it to where there's absolutely no space, I can just shove it in the seat in front of me. Now, this also saves time because, just think about it, everybody else is trying to save money, not checking in their luggage. So they're also packing these larger carry-ons and they're shoving them into the overhead bins, taking up all the space. And once that runs out, or if you're flying on a smaller plane, like the planes that fly into my hometown are 50-seater planes, so they have very limited overhead space. So a lot of people have to gate check their luggage. So if you're doing that where you're having to wait by the gate to then get your luggage whenever you're getting off the plane, that's taking up time. And there have been instances where if I would have had to do that, I would have missed my connecting flight. So again, not only a money saver, but a time saver. Number 2, ever since the larger airlines like American Airlines and Delta have started offering their basic economy fares, I take it. They started doing this to compete with the no-frills airlines like Frontier and Spirit. I like these fares. A lot of people, whenever they first came out, criticized them, but it saves me $70 total each time I go home. And the thing about it is you're giving up some of the perks that regular economy ticket would get you, like selecting your seat, or you're the last zone to board if you get a basic economy ticket, which I really don't care for. The only reason I see to be one of the first zones to board is to get that limited overhead bin space. But if you're packing lightly, that doesn't really matter. And then as for seat selection, I've actually been able to find that I get a seat that I want. I usually want an aisle seat. And I've usually been able to get that because they do allow seat selection. It's just 24 hours before your plane departs. So the seat selection is limited, but you can typically get your preference of whether you want a window seat or an aisle seat. Number 3, take a empty water bottle with you. That way, once you get past security, you can fill it up at one of the water fountains. And usually the water is tolerable from the fountains. There are some places, like actually the airport in my hometown has very irony water to where I just end up buying a new bottle of water. And then number 4, my flight is at 7 in the morning, so I know I'm going to be waking up at the last minute and rushing, so I won't have time to cook breakfast. So I'll be doing the powdered version of Soylent, which is a meal replacement. You just add some water and you have a 500 calorie meal. So I plan on just bringing a bag of that, and then once I get past security, add some water, and then I can eat breakfast. That's going to save money and time because I'm not going to be buying food from one of the restaurants past security, and then I won't be waiting in line because everybody else is probably going to have the same idea of getting some food before they get on the flight.